Kia ora Rotorua. Tonight in this edition of City News, local fashion designer Adrian Whitewood takes the Supreme Award at Cult Couture 2012. Utahina Bridge on Lake Road will be closed to through traffic on Sunday, and the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union revitalised their focus on the Sevens game. Local fashion designer Adrian Whitewood has taken the Supreme Award at the Cult Couture 2012. Cult Couture is the premier event in the Southside Arts Festival in Auckland. Designers meld art and culture with high-end fashion to create inspiring one-off garments for the show. Ms Whitewood says she's very proud of the win and of her design, which is inspired by Tanaka weaving.
They were looking for something that was cutting edge, it was culture and it was couture, so it had to be culturally based, but it had to have a high-end finish on it, so they wanted to see detail, intricacy and things like that. So my piece came up trump, so
Very
I'm
cool.
really excited about it. Yeah.
Congratulations. Now I can see that this will have taken a lot of time and energy, so in fact tell me what went into creating this beautiful masterpiece.
Well, it took about, the concept was sort of like Lady Gaga meets a Pew Pew and bodice. So,
I love it.
Yeah, the Lady Gaga meets Kapahaka. That was the whole concept.
That's awesome.
And then I thought, okay, what's something that is Māori inspired? And I thought of Kapahaka uniforms. They use that intricate cross-stitching form like taniko, and so I chose heaps of colourful wool and then I just wove it on board. So it took around, there's thousands of tiny cross stitch, took around 2.5 months to make, so it was really time consuming.
Utahina Bridge on Lake Road will be closed to through traffic on Sunday, with diversions in place redirecting traffic via adjacent streets. The one-day closure is to enable beams and the deck of the new bridge to be lifted into place and for fitting final beams on the existing structure. RDC Works Manager Peter Dines says the work could not be done safely with traffic continuing to use the bridge, and apologises for any inconvenience and appreciates motorists' patience and cooperation. The $12 million Lake Road upgrade involves four-laning the road between Kotu intersection and Ranulph Street. When finished in the new year, the project will effectively double the road's capacity, reduce congestion and journey times, and improve motorists, cyclists and pedestrian safety. A meeting is taking place tomorrow morning at the Rotorua Arts Village to discuss and share ideas about the setting up of a sustainability centre at the village. Environmentalist Denise LeGroux says the idea is about having a central location for people to get information and be creative about helping their environment. She says feedback so far has been really positive.
We kind of approached the Rotorua Arts Village about the opportunity of setting up an environment centre here, which really just brings the programs that we're doing with the Hannahs Bay Trust and helps to build on that by creating a space that people can meet, a space where people can get information and things like that about what's going on in Rotorua, who they contact, just a place where people can come together and see how you can do things differently and be creative in their idea of how we create our future, really.
Part of the Sustainability Centre would be a community garden, which rave coordinator Julia Stiles says fits with her work of bringing community together and supporting people's creativity and aspirations.
So I have to agree with Denise. I think carry on from our markets that have been successful, where people feel they have a chance to make something, come and trial it, and we're here to facilitate that and help them with their art and craft, and it would be the same with the outside. We're here to support people to achieve their different goals that they're wanting to achieve or learn what they're wanting to learn. So it's a community garden with support for people to achieve their dreams and goals. And
the meeting to discuss the idea of a sustainability centre at Rave is on tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Rotorua Arts Village. And in sport tonight, the entrance of Rugby Sevens at the 2016 Olympics in Rio has become the catalyst for the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union's revitalised focus on the Sevens game. The Bay of Plenty Rugby Union initiative hopes to establish more opportunities for the local rugby community to develop their talent and skills in the Sevens game. This season, a comprehensive program has been put in place for local players, coaches and referees to participate in Sevens, from the secondary school game to players with national representation aspirations. Next week, the Bay Secondary School Sevens tournament will take place at the Whakatane Domain. The tournament will encompass under-19 boys and girls divisions, along with an under-15 grade for boys. There is an extra edge to the Bay competition, with both the under-19 winners progressing to the National Secondary Schools Condor Sevens in Auckland in December. To the weather now, Rotorua, brought to you by Trevor Robson Signs and Graphics Limited. Tonight, continuing fine weather, so that's good news. Westerlies, an overnight low of a chilly 4. Tomorrow for Friday, fine weather, light winds, a high of 19 and again a low of 4. And the outlook forward to the weekend, Saturday, fine weather. Northwesterlies developing a high of 20 and a low of 7. And to the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, variables to 5 knots becoming northwest 10 knots in the morning, waves less than half a metre, and yes, good news, fine conditions. And still to come in tonight's program, Carly Jackson talks to Fiona Dealman about the upcoming GEM Women's Conference, Alan Solomon visits St Chad's, and Inspector Vandenbroek has our police update.